let us start to study one very important topic, molecular symmetry. Actually, its importance is so huge that inorganic chemist, physical chemist, organic chemist, means all branches of chemistry it is studied. Quantum chemist, chemical engineering student, physicist, all they do study this topic. Such a vital, very important topic is molecular symmetry. But let us know the historical perspectives of this symmetry and related theories. Actually, symmetry is a part and parcel of our life from good old days. But in true sense, in scientific manner, first time in 1828, Sir John Herschel discovered that in non-crystalline state there is a rotation of plane polarized light. He proposed that the optical rotation in a non-crystalline state is due to unsymmetrical, means he used that term, unsymmetrical nature of the molecule. Afterwards, 20 years after, in 1848, Louis Pasteur introduced the term dissymmetry in regard to optical isomerism. Actually, he worked hard to separate, now we say those are enantiomers, means optical isomers of ammonium tartarate. Two different kinds of crystal he noted, and he separated those crystals. But at that time, technique or science was not that much developed to go deep to the molecular level. But at that time he guessed it may be because of dissymmetry. Afterwards, in 1874, renowned scientists Lebel and Van 't Hoff independently introduced tetrahedral nature of carbon in saturated organic compounds. They studied deep lactic acid, its optical activity. So there asymmetric, a term of course related to symmetry, was introduced. In true sense, this molecular symmetry and group theory got importance after modern quantum chemistry. Means de Broglie in 1924 has introduced the wave nature of the matter. Then Heisenberg uncertainty principle, Schrödinger equation, Dirac's modification. Meanwhile, other group was working to solve this Schrödinger equation in somewhat simple way, and they got success due to the application of group theory, a group in a molecule that we are considering, which is related to symmetry, and that application made a complicated phenomenon simple, and we could able to understand behaviorology somewhat in simple way. What exactly happened? Let us know. Dr. Wigner in 1927 and 28, he published 6 papers and pioneered the idea of application of group theory to quantum mechanics. Afterwards, in 1931, he published his book titled Group Theory and its Applications to Atomic Spectra. This book remains a classic book in that era. Out of that, one important fact that I tell to you, Dr. Wigner put forwarded selection rules in order to explain atomic spectroscopy, and those selection rules are based on group theory, means of course molecular symmetry. In 1929, in order to understand the molecules and molecular orbitals, Hans Bethe put forwarded his ligand field theory. And in his ligand field theory, applications of molecular symmetry and group theory are there in order to establish the various orbitals, in order to understand the formation of various orbitals. As like our different persons have different characters, we say personalities. Likewise, molecules also have different characters. And characteristics behavior of them is explained by one table called as characteristic table. And that characteristic table is based on molecular symmetry and group theory. In 1933, Robert Mulliken first time published the character table for various symmetries, various point groups. Then in 1934, Edgard Bright Wilson, a physical chemist, used the work of Mulliken to explain the vibrational spectroscope. In 1936, the symmetry aspects are applied to crystals by Rosenthal and Murphy, and they explain in detail 32 crystallographic point groups. Immediately after the modern quantum chemistry, in order to understand the spectroscopy, different spectroscopic data, in order to explain the molecules by various orbitals, it was a need to study this molecular symmetry and group theory for many explanations. So students, it is a base of spectroscopy, base for analysis. Now let us see what exactly is the importance of this topic. Its first importance is in crystallography. I said already, in 1936, Rosenthal and Murphy could able to explain 32 point groups of various crystals. Actually, 6 main systems are there. Afterwards, those are divided further in total 32 parts. And distinguishing that we could do based on symmetrical arrangement, variation in their symmetrical arrangement. So, what is helpful to us? Symmetry. Second important point is to explain polarity. A molecular arrangement, structural arrangement is very helpful to decide the polarity. And on this polarity, dipole moment also depends. A polarity in particular linear way, if it is changing, then it will cause dipole moment. So to explain this dipole moment, a simple knowledge of molecular symmetry is sufficient. If we know the point group, a point group is a concept which depends on symmetry type. If we know the point groups, we can say whether that molecule will be with dipole moment or not. And in case if it is a dipole moment, in which direction the dipole moment will be there. That idea we get only because of this molecular symmetry. So it matters to study this molecular symmetry. C1, or simply you can say identity, or CS, or CN, or CNV. These are the simple point groups. Those have the dipole moment. The best example is water or ammonia. Third importance is to understand chirality of the molecules. What is chirality? A non-superimposability or hand-and-handoverness. At the beginning, people were worrying about the large complicated structures of the organic molecules and their chirality. But afterwards they come to know, if we understand the molecular symmetry, if we understand the point group, if you understand the symmetry elements, then it is very easy to categorize the elements in optically active or non-active. Actually, chiral molecules have limited point groups. It can be the C1, it can be CN, it can be DN, it can be TOI. First three only are the virtually observed. Who knew that this would have been so simple to understand the optical activity? One of the example that I am showing here, tartaric acid. See here, one plane of symmetry is there, and because of that plane of symmetry, it is optically inactive. What is that plane of symmetry? Of course, the application of symmetry. Atomic and molecular spectra provides a detailed information about electronic distributions, bond angle, bond length, and those can be explained very effectively by knowledge of molecular symmetry. So fourth importance of this molecular symmetry is related to the molecular orbitals, their energy levels. If within a molecule vibration occurs, energy changes. So what kinds of vibrations possible? Which are allowed, which are not allowed? Which are IR active, which are Raman active? How many peaks will be observed? Or whatever our observations are there, in order to explain, there is a need to study molecular symmetry and group theory. One example that I give it to you. If we study a square planar complex of general representation ML2X2, then it can be in cis form or trans form. It can be proved by this molecular symmetry and group theory that trans form, which has a center of symmetry, shows only one absorption, and cis form shows two absorption. So number of absorptions are enough for us to describe whether it is in cis form or whether it is in trans form. Or in other words, whatever practical observations are there, those we can explain theoretically by means of molecular symmetry and group theory. And also it was noted, if the molecule has center of symmetry, as like here in the trans case, then whichever the transitions are there which occur in infrared, they do not occur in the Raman spectra. So why they do not occur? That explanation also we can give by means of this molecular symmetry and group theory. Now if we take simple water, water is IR active as well as Raman active. Raman spectra also are observed. So what are the possibilities for the Raman spectra? What are the possibilities for IR spectra? What is symmetric vibration? What is asymmetric vibration? So all those things we can explain, describe and properly understand by means of this molecular symmetry and group theory. Now if I come to the fifth importance, basically electronic spectra means UV visible spectra occurs due to transition or excitation or transfer of electron from one energy level to other energy level. In molecular orbital diagram, whatever the highest field molecular orbitals are there, that we say as HOMO, highest occupied molecular orbitals. Above that there are vacant orbitals, but molecular orbitals, but those are lower unoccupied. So we say them as LUMO. So from HOMO to LUMO. LUMO means lower unoccupied molecular orbitals. Electron transition, electron excitation occurs. So the establishment of this HOMO and LUMO we can explain perfectly by means of molecular symmetry and group theory. Means explanation to UV visible spectrum we can provide by means of the knowledge of molecular symmetry and group theory. Now sixth importance is quantum chemistry understanding becomes simple by means of this molecular symmetry and group theory. Whatever the different operators we need to choose, operators came within the range by means of this symmetry knowledge. Or quantum chemistry became simple. A solution of Schrodinger equation became simple because of this molecular symmetry and group theory. Therefore, Dr. Wigner applied this molecular symmetry and group theory. Seventh important application of this molecular symmetry and group theory is to explain hybridization. Actually, while explaining the hybridization carbon in methane, okay, electronic configuration, ground state, excited state, mixing, recasting, and on the basis of electronic configuration we were giving. Methane also is tetrahedral. Other way, if I consider permanganate also is tetrahedral, permanganate ion, MnO4 minus. But group theory says if structure is tetrahedral, then two possible hybridizations are there. One is sp3 and other is sd3 without knowing electronic configuration. Only we have to use our common sense which orbitals are near to interact, and that will be the hybridization. So type of hybridization which decides the structure of the molecule, that can be effectively explained by molecular symmetry and group theory. Especially irreducible representations help to answer the question what is hybridization in that molecule. Now, eighth and the last importance of this molecular symmetry and group 3 study that I informed to you, various molecular orbitals we established. And while discussing molecular orbital theory, what we studied, three essential conditions are there to form molecular orbitals. Number one, combining atomic orbitals should be of similar energy. Let us keep it aside time being. Number two, there should be appreciable overlap between the combining atomic orbitals. That also let us keep aside. Of course, wave function is considered. And last, there should be same symmetry. And what we understand, okay, px orbital and other px orbital, the same symmetry, therefore they are interacting. Actually, symmetry is not in that sense. Symmetry, that what we are studying now, molecular symmetry or application of group 3 to the molecular symmetry, in that way that symmetry to be what understood. Once we understood that symmetry, then establishment of various molecular orbitals we can effectively explain. The energy levels also we can understand. Where will be the combination? Which wave functions will interact? That we say, LCAO, linear combination of atomic orbitals, and by the same time symmetry adopted linear combination, SALC. So these principles and their applications or formation of various molecular orbitals, and on the basis of the formation of molecular orbitals, electronic distribution, properties of the molecules we are explaining, the base of the formation of molecular orbitals is in molecular symmetry and group theory. So student, it is a very important topic that we have to study. I give you one homework. You have to find meaning of symmetry, a word symmetry, and answer of the meaning that you have to write in comment box. I will go through your answers. In next lecture, let us discuss who can study this important topic, molecular symmetry and group theory. What are the basics to be understood or needed before to begin the study of this topic?
Like a bird.